All right, so we've had some great questions from all of you on Facebook and on Instagram and Twitter. Dongkyun Lee from Korea actually wrote in to ask about drag numbers on apparel, both the patterns and the fabrics. And so we want to look into a little bit of that. So what are we going to get after today, Chris?
So when you look at textures and fabrics and stuff, that definitely makes a difference. But that's kind of like extreme, looking for the last little bits. Where really the low-hanging fruit is fit, how well stuff fits. So what we're going to look at today is the difference between kind of more casual apparel, both summer and winter, and something that fits a little bit more form-fitting.
All right, so for the warm weather setup, we're going to do an RBX kit, which is a little bit looser fitting, versus a Pro SL kit. For the winter stuff, we're actually going to go with a deflect jacket, which is almost like a typical kind of windbreaker, versus an element jacket, which is a little bit more form-fitting. So in this way, we'll be able to look at fit, both in warm and in a little bit colder setups. So when we run a typical test here, we'll pump the fans up to about 50 kilometers an hour. We're capturing coefficients, so the speed doesn't matter too much, but we get really good measurements there. And we'll have Chris pedaling for 60 full seconds. We'll do multiple repeats of each of these to make sure that's very stable, and then compare his position to make sure he's holding the same position regardless of the clothing. Chris says this isn't exactly his first rodeo, so he's really, really good when we take data. We can get fantastic results. So on the kind of cold weather gear, the difference over 40 kilometers was 83 seconds for you in that case, Chris. So what's that for a normal rider?
So, I mean, obviously we're not saying wear the race gear all the time. There's different uses for different jackets and kits. But if you're out there doing like a charity ride or a Grand Fondo over 100 miles, that's over 5 minutes in difference in finishing time in that case. So a lot of people will go out and start with a jacket and just keep it on just because it's like, oh, I don't want to stop and take it off. 5 and change minutes means that you can stop, pull over, take it off, have a snack, get back on, and still get to the finish sooner. So it's definitely worth it.
All right, so in the warm weather gear, we were testing an RBX kit, both the short and this jersey, versus the Pro SL kit. Now, one quick point on that, we aren't just talking about the two different jerseys. Yeah, this is a little more club fit, that's a little more form fit. This is a size medium, and Chris is wearing a size small in the Pro SL. So it's a little bit of the jersey selection and also the fit of the product. But overall, that was 91 seconds faster over 40 kilometers an hour to go to the Pro SL kit.
So, I mean, we looked at the winter stuff for the casual rider. If you're a little bit more aggressive, if you're maybe getting into racing, we're talking about a difference here that's more than race wheels. Think about that. Several $1,000s to go into race wheels, or think about your kit a little bit.
And for most athletes, it's honestly taken both. So it's just one of those things that maybe we hadn't thought it was that big of a difference. It's absolutely massive.
All right, so we just looked at a test doing a few different apparel combinations. And the bottom line is whether it's summer or winter, if you just pay a little bit of attention to how well the stuff fits, you're talking about several minutes over a kind of medium to a long ride. So it really does matter quite a bit.
So thanks, Dongkyun, for writing in on Facebook with a great question. All of you keep sending in your messages to Facebook, the SBC or Specialized page, or hashtag arrows everything on Twitter and Instagram, and we'll get the test going in the tunnel. Thanks.